Good morning, Ramon. You look like you're cold in your remote location today in the middle of, the witness protection program.
Well, out here in Southern California, we've got a bit of a cold wave, and I'm still cold from last night. But I'm not. I could be talking about the picks. I'm not pleased. I know I should be. I know I should try to look at the big picture here, but I wanted to have a big night, and
Right.
it
I know.
didn't quite
Things
come
are
to
just a little bit
fruition.
wonky.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the morning steam with Mindy Hahn. I'm Ramon Scott. We're going to turn up the heat tonight. Today,
That's
we
right.
got a big card of college football, the World Series, basketball, and hockey. Hello to everyone on Team Steam. Great to see all of you here on a Saturday with this big card. We've already covered a lot of the college football, of course, on the videos leading up to this week on our other shows. But we'll resume the night action tonight on the college card and also talk about a huge hockey card and
Right.
also basketball and well the World Series. We got to ask you, Mindy, when we get to that point, is this going to be the last day of the baseball season? We'll see. Hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us. We weren't here yesterday, so we don't have a lot to review. Mindy, I'm trying to find us some games, but we did have a game actually on our uh, on our Team Steam card from yesterday. I'll bring up the website, tonyspicks.com, where we have our premium picks, absolutely our best picks each and every day over at Tony's Picks, Mindy, and also our consensus plays over there at Tony's Picks. And we had one yesterday in college football, and we won.
We did it. I know it was a good game too. It had me all watching all the way to the wire because we didn't cover there till right till the end. So yeah, I mean everyone was on their feet or worried about the spreads in each of those three games last night. They all came down to the wire. So it was a good day for college football. I always think it's more fun when you have to wait right till the end to have the action. Unless you're a handicapper and you're betting it, then you want to
Yeah.
be ahead and not have to worry about it. But they were some fun games. I thought they were all pretty good. I was on the wrong side of Washington. I thought that one would easily go over. Kind of did some weird things there with not kicking any field goals in that game.
There's a little bit of
So
weather too.
yeah, the weather was a little bit of a factor, right? But leaving 6 points there, Washington getting in the red zone, not converting. So yeah, I figured that one would be a little bit better, but when it came down to it, I think the better team won in that one.
And I only had one premium pick, Mindy, in the college card, and it happened to be in the game that we won,
Oh
UMass. And
yeah, right.
yeah,
The
and,
under in that one.
yeah, we had Connecticut. We laid 15 and a half. It took some work to get there. Um, uh, on that game. They won it by 17. And take a look. There's not great action for us over at Tony's Picks, but Tony 2-0. There's our 1-0, and Collins finished in the green. Take a look at the numbers there. But I want to see. I don't know. I don't want to bring up the back end too much on Tony's picks, but I just want to go in if I can, Minnie. And I was talking about the Massachusetts UConn game, and I just want to show here on my write up what happened here. Let me see if I got this right. Oh, okay. Um, okay, I thought I had the score closer to right, so okay, no big deal. Yeah, I did have a premium winner there yesterday, but I just went 3-5 in my NBA yesterday off the. I don't know. I've had two smashing days and
Right.
two
And
mediocre days. The smashing days far outweigh the two mediocre days, but I was pretty fired up about the NBA card. What happened last night for you?
yeah, I mean, I came out ahead in NBA yesterday, but yet didn't quite convert my, one package only because I missed a little, tip in there to take it to under instead of over in that Trailblazers game. So was still a lot of exciting action. I thought there was quite a few pretty good, basketball games that went down to the wire. So again, I came out right ahead because I lost with Buffalo. and with Washington not getting the over there on that. But otherwise, I feel like I had a pretty good day in NBA. It's those other ones that kind of threw me off the pace there.
Yeah, I had a couple of clunkers that I was really embarrassed about, including Washington against Brooklyn. Looking back on it now, maybe not having Kyrie Irving in the lineup will be of benefit to New Jersey moving forward a little bit, right? Maybe sometimes when you get rid of, have a player not in the lineup, it might help you, especially if he's weighing down the team in other ways besides his play. So I had some other premium winners with the Pacers, the Knicks, and I had Utah and the Lakers game going over. But other than that, nothing too special there for me. So we better get on it today. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and click on the All Cappers tab. There you'll find all the handicappers here at Tony'sPicks.com. You use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. There you see all the cappers and the records there, the leaderboard just happens to be up Mindy about 3 dimes over the last month.
Awesome. Good work, Ramon.
We're hopefully, it's a big card. I hope I've done it do justice. Spending all week handicapping it, but I want to get down to business also with you and see what you have in store for me to decide to react on, because I want to have a good day with Team Steam here in college football. We started off pretty good on our show, but the last 2 Saturdays leave something to be desired. And on today's card, especially, now we already talked about the big game. Like I said, you can go back to the YouTube channel or type in the game that you're looking for, if it's Georgia and Tennessee. But the evening card does have some exciting games, maybe in bulk, that kind of outweigh what we've talked about so far. And somehow we'll get through the massive hockey card and basketball card. So anyways, there's the website. We spend more time on it, but we'll do it during the week when there's less games, I say, but with college football around the corner, I don't know when that's going to happen. So anyways, click on the All Cappers tab. You can check the handicapper leaderboards, see who's hot, and get signed up. So Mindy, what do you plan on having with all these games today before we get started?
Well, I actually wound up having a pretty large NHL card today. Of course, there is a lot of games out there, so you can see I have those up. I have my best bet for NHL. Plus, I think it's a 5-pack, I want to say, or no, 7-pack, right?
7-pack in NHL?
Yep. So I got that one there. And then I put in there a couple college football packages as well. I'm going to maybe wait, kind of only have one game in NBA, kind of have my eye on. Other than that, everything seems a little bit close to me today. So I might just go ahead and stick with football and hockey. I'm hoping we have a consensus pick on the World Series. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'm going to play that one personally. I might just be a spectator today. I like the game, but it's one of those that I don't know if my confidence level is super high either way, on the total itself. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, well, let's get rolling then, because we got so much to cover. Hopefully everyone will stick around. I don't know, do I have to ask it like that? I think you will, but I expect us to be here for a good 2 hours today, previewing many games, and maybe not as much analysis as there might be picks like we on the weekdays when we have a little more time to cover. But when you're talking about 25 football, whatever it is, 12 hockey, 13 hockey, and 8 basketball, it's going to be tough to get them all in. So let's get started right away. Thanks, everyone, for coming. We're going to get into the free picks rundown, rapid fire for Saturday, and start with the main event. And we're going to go to Houston. Hello, everyone in the chat, Ron, and say hello to everyone, Ron. Yes, butterscotch. This is why we keep coming back. It was what I realized. I didn't know I'd get so emotionally attached to everyone here. All right, The World Series game number 6 returns to Houston, and it could be the last game of the season when the Astros host the Phillies. But remember what happened, Mindy, against the Washington Nationals when Houston was in position to win the World Series? Philadelphia, they kind of resemble that Nationals team. They got Bryce Harper, so why couldn't the Phillies stand up here and fight this off and force a game 7 in Houston tonight?
Well, I think it's because they're gonna run up against a Framber Valdez. I also think it's because they're only, I don't know, 7 for 70 since game 3. Only batting 100. That can't be right, can it? But yeah, they've also struck out 32 times in that span. I'm not sure if that gold dust on their shoes just kind of ran out. But yeah, I mean, Valdez 1.42 ERA so far. That Phillies bullpen is maybe okay, but if you take a look at the Astros, that bullpen is really ready to go here in this one. Valdez dominated them with the curveball, last time out. So for me, I would expect nothing less than a lot of curves from Framber Valdez. I'm going to take the Astros to win the World Series tonight, minus 145.
All right. Well, I don't know. I want to give the Phillies every chance of it. I love what the Astros. I mean, I have them to win the series tonight. Probably could be the night at $1.50. I'm going to look for the pitching to be effective tonight in Houston. I'm going to look for this game to go under tonight with Philadelphia and Houston. I'm going to give Philly a big chance here tonight. I don't know if it's going to make my card or not, but it might. I've been pretty spot on with the World Series so far, so we'll see. But for me, I'm going to go under in the World Series tonight. Mindy's going to take the Houston Astros to end the baseball season, and we won't have any baseball to talk about on Sunday night.
Right.
But, well, maybe we will. We'll see. So, all right. We'll see tonight. Let's get a move on here and get right to college football. Can't wait for the World Series, though, and see what happens. Anyways, Mindy, I want to make sure. I should have asked you before. Did you got this one right? Navy and Cincinnati from the earlier part of the card. It was kind of a time change. I don't know if.
Well, let me.
I didn't mean to spring it on you like that, but I mean it was a game that was listed higher in the rotation order.
And, you know what, Ramon? I need to be on hold for a second. I need to go get my other sheets that are downstairs. One moment. Okay. Yeah, one moment. I'll be right back, folks.
All right. Well, hit me up in the chat right now, and we'll talk about it. As we got Mindy here with me today on the Morning Steam as we get ready. We're going to preview this college card, starting with the games that are at, let's see, it's 7 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern, and 3 o'clock Central as we get started here on tonight's card. We're going to go through all the way through into the night games, and it's a pretty big card. We've already covered most of it, like I said, on the YouTube channel, so you can head on over and check out the plays on Tony's Picks YouTube. You can type in the game that you're looking for or go back and watch the Morning Steam show. Mindy and I have already come up with a bunch of consensus plays so far on the card. Probably a good, maybe a half a dozen or more so far. So check those out. We got all of our premium plays. There's Mindy right now. Yay.
Now I'll be out of breath because I had to run.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I mean, okay. You do have the Navy
Cincinnati
game. Yeah, I wanted to make sure we had it. I forgot to ask you about that because it was one game that was kind of up high in the rotation number and the time change. It was kind of like not in the little group of games, kind of. So, anyways, if you're ready to get started on that one with Cincinnati, a pretty big favorite here. 18.5 and the total 44. It was as high as 20 and a half, and the total early on was as high as 49 and a half. This one's dropped pretty dramatically.
Yeah, and the Bearcats here, they're kind of coming off a disappointing loss last week. When the defense wasn't really to hold up against, UCF. So they're kind of looking for maybe a little bit of redemption here, this week. But it looks like it's going to be maybe a rainy, game there in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to help Navy's offense here in this one. I think there's maybe a little bit of quarterbacking issues with Navy, but kind of based off of everything I've seen, I think they'll tailor the offense to his strengths in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the over total in this one. I'm going to go over that 44.
All right, Mindy says go over, and obviously getting the best of the number, Mindy. I mean, I think the general opener was a maybe 46 or a little bit higher, but that's still a great, great number. And like I said, there were numbers early on as high as 49 and a half on a Navy game, which seems outrageous, especially after we talked about the other game today in the military academies. And I don't know what it is. There's so many stats I've heard out there. There's 30 in a row when 2 military academies are playing. And still, whenever the military academy is playing, you kind of lean under. But Mindy says go over the 44 here. And for me, I'm going to take Cincinnati. I think I like the price now. I'm saving about 2 points here with Cincinnati. So I already had them rated in this one by about 21 or 22 points, most of my model. So I like the price here on Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati to kind of roll this one by about 3 touchdowns, and that's going to be my pick. So I'm going with Cincinnati, lay the points here. And let me just make sure that price, I don't want to, give myself a cheap price, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, 18 and a half.
I think that's right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, I think it was as high as 19 or 20. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. That is indeed the case. So, and also, Mindy, I will mention, even though it says 44 there on screen, I'm showing a couple places already down to 43 and a half. And I think it's those weather issues that you mentioned. So we'll grade it at 44 if you'd like. And we'll challenge you a little bit, but you're getting a pretty good number anyways on this one at 43 and a half or 44. So I'll take Cincy. Mindy says take the over. All right, Liberty and Arkansas. I'm going to start one of their own, like have a conference like Arkansas, Liberty, BYU, get Arkansas, the SEC. I don't. Anyways, Arkansas here favored in this one by 14 and a half. The total is 61 and a half.
Yeah, I mean Liberty not doing so shabby this season. 7-1 so far. Razorbacks are 5-3. Flames have the 18th best ground game here with running back, Hunter, and then they have Bennett at QB. He can kind of use his legs whenever he's needed there as well. They're also ranked 35th in overall scoring efficiency and offense. I think Liberty will kind of be maybe rested after this bye week, ready to go. Combine that with the Razorbacks, who managed to put up about 41 points last week against, Auburn with Raheem Sanders there. I think this one's going to be an offensive game here. I'm looking to the over 61 and a half, even though that's kind of ticked down a little bit.
Yeah, no, we're getting a great price, Mindy. This one was as high as 64. So let's do it. Let's get on this. I mean, I like it too. I think Liberty can score against Arkansas. I don't think that they're, I understand we're going up against an SEC defense and everything, but Liberty, they kind of specialize in, high scoring games. I mean, hey, they're 2 touchdown underdogs. We know that, but when you're looking at this game, you're kind of, looking at something in the, 38-24 range. We'll need a little bit more than that, but maybe 38-31 will get us home or something to that effect. So I'm not so sure on the side anyways. I know Tony gave out the hogs on his video, and that's probably the way I would lean as well. But I feel a lot more confident about the over, and I was teetering on it. I wasn't sure it would make my card, but the way you talked about it, and I agree with everything you said. I mean, I like the Flames. I like their offense, and the Hogs had that big output against the Tigers. So let's go ahead and on our second game, let's take it over. Liberty and Arkansas to get us rolling. I mean, I want to hit some of these games. I want to be confident off our day last week. So, just feels right the way you lay it out. All right.
That's what I'm saying. We were just kind of missing, so I think we're going to be back on track.
We had our share of beats, and I'm not one to belabor those. I mean, I have often called by I don't want to say by critics. I don't know. I'm just one guy. I'm not a big time guy or anything on here, but I always say in my D, oh, you're so lucky. Oh, I'm the luckiest guy out there. All right, Florida International in North Texas. North Texas here is up to a 22-point favorite. It opened as low as 19, Mindy, and the total is currently at 63. That's kind of settling in between. It's been as low as 62.5 and as high as 64.5.
Yeah, and North Texas, they've been putting up about 36 points a game here. They have several options, I think, with their quarterback, in order to move the ball. They can roll him out. He can also run a little bit. They have covered the spread in their last 5 outings, and I don't really expect, too much different here. The Mean Green, they're also, showing some throwback uniforms today, right? They got it. It's the Flying Worm, I guess, is what they're going with. So, I mean, I don't see how you can't go wrong with a Flying Worm. I think you got to take North Texas here in this one, minus 20.
I'm interrupting the show here to look at the Flying Worm. Yes, okay, I see it. It kind of looks like a mix between a griffin and a Kraken logo.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be exactly, but
a snake with wings or something. But it says Mean Green Flying Worm, and their lime green uniforms, which were retired in 1983. So I like them. It also kind of looks like the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
That's right.
I'd bring it up on screen, but we got to keep this show rolling. And you got me, going looking at this, and we got a million games.
You'll see as I go. I got creative when I started writing, and then it got so many who were like stat. I feel like Tony, stat.
And what did you say? Go over?
No, I like North Texas here, minus 22.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with you. I'm going to agree with you. I'm a little worried laying a whole field goal, but I kind of have it much higher. I kind of rate North Texas much higher in this game. There's some people there's steam also that came in on FIU, but that didn't affect it. Went right back up to 22, so it couldn't have been that good. I like North Texas in this game for sure. Let's take another play. Let's try to get it done here. We're laying 22. That worries me a little bit, but I don't like Florida International at all in this one.
Yeah.
My lead is to the under, and I don't know if I can, I like North Texas much better than I like the under. So
yeah, I came in the under at 2.45, so it was pretty close. So
okay,
so that'd be like a total of 60
down there, about 60 or so. Yeah, and I had it going a little bit. And in fact, the number, like I said, as high as 64, and it's right in the middle. So okay, North Texas it is. We got plays. Thanks everyone. See you in the comments, and great to see everybody here making those comments. Jason Finch, nice to meet you. I don't know if we've had you before, but welcome. Hopefully you've been here and checking us out. Saturday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. All right, South Alabama here now. They are on the road, and they're a 3.5-point favorite at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, I mean, South Alabama's defense, I think they're getting better each week. Had an impressive outing, only allowing 158 yards last week there. I think they might be prepared for this Georgia Southern's, heavy pass offense, but who knows, right? I mean, it's going to be an interesting game here, knowing, that, there's been quite a few, I would say, interceptions back and forth. I think this game's going to have a lot of flow to it. I think South Alabama should be able to force some, turnovers out here as well. I like South Alabama here. I think I like them at minus 4.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. But for me, I think I'm going to end up going under in this one, 61.5. Yeah, I like the defenses here in this game. I think South Alabama, look, there were numbers as high as 6 in this game. So you're getting a great price here, Mindy, even with the hook. I know you're on the road here, but I think it's a pretty good play that you have, actually. And if I wasn't on the under, I think, as my free play in this game, I'd probably join you. But let's give out 2 plays in this one. Mindy says go with South Alabama, and I say go under in South Alabama and Georgia Southern.
Sounds good.
All right, Troy and UL Lafayette. Troy, a 3.5 point favorite here, and this total is indeed 43.
Yeah, let me take a look at this one here real quick.
You got a
looking
ton
for
of
my
notes.
other notes, but I'm all right here. The Raging Cajuns are putting up an average of 26.6 points per game. Troy's averaging 22.5 points per game. Both of these teams, I think, have pretty solid defenses. So I mean, I think this one here is going to be an under that 44 in this one.
All right, and for me, I think I'm going to be going with. Look, I mean that's a tough number, Mindy, but I really think Troy's going to limit UL Lafayette here in this game.
Is that you, Ramon? Did you freeze up a little bit? Maybe. Our Wi-Fi's at the remote locations have been kind of struggling here a little bit as of late. So yeah, maybe we'll come back to Ramon and his Troy, Louisiana. Oh, there you are. You're back.
And that was my pick in the Troy, Louisiana. No. Anyway, Cindy, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to agree with you in this one. Look, I mean, that's going to be a tough get, but it is a pretty good number, 43. I really have this one, in the in the high 30s. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to come in with another consensus play with you. I think Troy is probably the side for me, but I can't pass up this total. It's tough. 43 is a pretty low number, but Troy's got the defense against.
Yeah, I found my notes. Here's what I was going to say. Okay. It's the 39th ranked offense versus the number 9 defense. So yes. That's Lafayette. And then Troy has the 116th offense versus the number 14 defense. So, I mean, it's a big mismatch offensively and defensively.
I agree. I agree totally on that.
Like, I had good notes for this game.
Let's go under 43. Troy and Louisiana. Really feels like an under with these 2 teams, especially given the numbers that you just recited. So, all right, well, there's at least a 3-pack, and we still got a long ways to go. Let's keep it rolling. I'm going to try to keep it short. Mindy's bringing the heat with the numbers. Texas State, UL Monroe. Monroe is a 2.5 point favorite, and the total 52.5.
Yeah, I mean, Texas State, they're coming off the bye week, a couple bad losses, weeks 7 and 8, but kind of been showing some promise here, averaging 22 points a game with the defense only allowing 3.6 yards a carry. On the flip side here, those Warhawks are averaging 37 points per game. I think Bobcats here will have momentum, keep it close, maybe pull off a win. I like Texas State here in this one.
All right, Mindy says take Texas State in this one, and for me, I'm going to end up disagreeing for once with you, Mindy. I'm going to go with Monroe in this one. I think they can get the win. I got them by about a touchdown by my numbers right now. I think one thing that I can say, though, for Texas State, I mean, I have this game rated in the high 50s, and, there will be some volatility in this game. I'm not thrilled about the side that much, but I don't know if I can get behind Texas State on the road here. So my play is actually going to be on ULM. And Mindy says take Texas State. We are not in agreement. We will not have. We will not have a consensus play on this one.
No consensus.
But I think you can see where I'm headed with that game. That's probably
Maybe
going to make
maybe a total.
probably going to make the card. That's a freebie for everybody watching. And well, I don't know. My records. Oh, they tell me my record's looking pretty good. So Texas and Kansas State got a pretty nice ball game here for sure from Big 12 country. Mindy, Texas opened a pick. They went as high as 3. It got bought back down to 2.5. And this total, which opened as high as 59.5, is now 54.5 after a brief stop at 54.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The 24th ranked 5-3 Texas Longhorns coming off that loss to Oklahoma State. Kansas State Wildcats defeated that same Oklahoma, State team 48-0. Kansas State defense ranked 20th in the nation, allowing the 17 points per game. Kansas State 4-1 at home this season. They score 33. The home team, they're 7-2-1 against the spread the last 10. I'll take Kansas State here at home, getting a little bit of points in this one.
All right. I'm not sure it's something I can get behind in this one. I still respect Texas. So, am I alone out there, chat? I think there's still a lot of respect for Texas out there. Look, we know what Kansas State can do at home. They can do it on any given Saturday and beat a team like Texas. I mean, for example, look at the spread. I mean, this is supposed to be a field goal game, but the move has come in on Texas, no doubt. Opened a pick, went up as high as a field goal. So I think we're going to see one of those Big 12 games, Minnie. I'm expecting a lot of points here in this one. I thought that the number, that opening number, I kind of was like, oh, man, it opened kind of high. I wasn't too – now down at 54.5. Give me the over in Texas and Kansas State as my free play.
Yeah, and you have Kansas, the number 5 offense versus the number 91 defense. Oklahoma State 44 offense versus a number 80 defense as well. So that looks pretty good, Ramon.
All righty, and let's continue on. We're going to go out west. For a game that used to be a conference game, I think, back in the day. But BYU and Boise. Boise here an 8-point favorite. Total down to 54.5. This one opened as high as 59.5. And Boise opened a 7-point favorite, and they're now 8.
Yeah, that side's been a little crazy. I know I saw last night it was one of the locks by, I can't remember who it is, but the folks that are, the ESPN analysts. But yeah, BYU, they're 4-5 on the season. They lost their last 4. The last game lost to ECU. Boise State, they're headed in the other direction as they're on that 4-game win streak. Beat up on Colorado. Boise State here is coming in, scoring a lot of points, putting up a lot of yards. I'm going to take a look at the over, though. I still think BYU is going to be able to compete in this game. I think it's going to be pretty close. Over is 4-1, BYU's last 5 non-conference game, and will be, like I said, plenty of scoring, I think.
I agree. I mean, look at the total open, 59.5. I get it. If the Sharps are coming in on the under, whatever the case may be, but I think at 54.5, I want every part of the over, and I'm glad you're picking it because I wasn't necessarily sure what I was going to do on the side because I don't know. I'm torn. I think my lean is to BYU at 8, but man, it's got to be the slightest of leans. This is probably a touchdown game in Boise's favor. My numbers, I can't shake it. There's just not a lot of open window for me, so I'm on the over for sure in this one, Mindy. I think this one can get to the mid-60s for sure, maybe even higher. So let's go consensus and take over in BYU and Boise. We've seen what Boise's been up to now, so seems like they're a different team of late. Houston and SMU. SMU is a 3.5-point favorite, and that's up from an opener of 1, and the total is now 65.5. It opened 67.
Yeah, I mean, this 5-3 Houston team, they pretty much, thumped South Florida last time out, 42-27. SMU won against Tulsa, 45-34. Houston won their last 3 here over that stretch. They score a lot of points. SMU, they've had some defensive struggles here in their last 3 games. Houston's 4-1 against the spread the last 5 road. I think Houston will kind of exploit this defense here. I'll take Houston and the plus points.
I agree, Mindy. I agree with you. I can't necessarily take SMU. Now that it's up to 3.5. I mean, I have the game really as about a pick.
Yeah.
So at plus 3.5, I've got to come in with Houston here. I like Houston in this game. Now, as far as the total is concerned, I wasn't really hot on it one way or the other. So I gotta join you again. I hope we have a great day. Seems like we're on a lot of sides together.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a big number today in that one. Again, it's one of those kind of out of whack. Houston, the 34th, ranked offense versus, 113th defense, that sort of thing. So kind of lopsided here as well, if I take a look at Houston.
Okay. Well, I know there's a lot of money coming in. That's what those experts say. Oh, a lot of money on the under, whatever. But anyways,
Yeah.
I'll take Houston just to be sure in what should be a good game. So we'll take 3.5 and roll out another 3-pack there. For our subscribers, if they're not watching, hopefully you're here watching us and jotting down these plays and hold us to the fire. All right, next up, we've got a big one with Alabama and LSU right now. Mindy, what can you say? LSU, they're looking good with my guy Daniels. All of a sudden, he's kind of figured it out, but still going up here against Alabama. And Alabama, 13.5-point favorite, and the total is 57.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough. I mean, Alabama, they're just so good. And, LSU at times shows a little bit of greatness there as well. Alabama, we know 7-1, LSU 6-2. They beat up on Ole Miss, which I did not expect really. LSU may be the hotter offensive team right now, putting up 45 points a game. Alabama does put up tons of yards, 485 a game. But, LSU, they're not so bad, 450 yards a game here too. I'm going to look at LSU. I think it's a lot of points. I'm hoping I could get that maybe at like 14, something like that. LSU, they're 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 following a bye week. I think Alabama will definitely win this game, but I think LSU is going to be able to keep it close. I think it helps them playing at home here. Again, I'd probably buy that to the 14 myself, but I'll take LSU.
All right. Well, I'll take Alabama. Just we had so many agreements. I feel like but I'm not just pivoting just to pivot. I mean,
right, because you like the.
I've got it. I don't know, Mindy. I've got Alabama by about 15 or 16. That's pretty close. That's still a pretty comfortable margin for a free play for sure. So look, I'm like I said, a big Daniels fan. I'm glad he's found his niche here towards the end of his career. So I think that hope he does well. Hope he maybe does get that upset. But I like Alabama in this one, and I think it's going to be tough for Daniels today to score. And Alabama, you talk about their numbers, but going into a night game in the Den, it's going to be tough as well. So watch out. Maybe scoring will be hard to come by.
Minimum, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. So Mindy's got LSU plus the 13.5, and I'll take Alabama laying 13.5. We're not always on the same page here.
It happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, one thing I'm not on the page with San Diego State, but they're opened as high as 9. Now they're down to 5.5, and total here 47. Opened as high as 50.5. So it looks like the action is on, and now I'm showing it down to 5 even. So San Diego State 5, total 47.
Yeah, and I might be having folks bring that down there as well. I mean, it's the game, the battle of the 4-4 teams. UNLV losing its 3rd straight game to Notre Dame. San Diego State losing to Fresno State. UNLV just scores more points here. I hate to do it, Ramon, but I think I got to take UNLV. They're 8-3-1 against the spread in the last 12 road games here as well. I expect them to kind of force some turnovers today too.
No, I agree with you, but I don't. I can't do it at plus 5 points now. When I really, I probably would have joined you at 7, maybe even 6.5 as a lean to get us
Yeah.
a consensus play here, but not at 5 points. Again, maybe UNLV does come in and get the win. I'm not impressed right now with what's going on, with the Aztecs. I'm happy that Maiden has turned out to, be able to handle the quarterback duties. I saw last night, I went to a high school game and I saw San Diego State quarterback uh, coach Ryan Lindley there. I
Oh,
was visiting. Yeah, well, it was his team that was his former high school team that was playing. So he was there, and I was talking about Maiden. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm happy that they've found someone who can handle the quarterbacking duties. But for me, I'm going to go under 47. Can't get behind a premium play with it, having lost 3 points of value here. So I'm going to go under in this one, 47. And Mindy says take UNLV plus 5.5. She can still get some 5.5s out there. I didn't know she was going to take UNLV, but all right.
so we could both win. I get the +5. You get the win. See,
Yeah, no, I mean
perfect.
it definitely could go under in this one. So not quite a premium though for me because of the missing out on 3.5 points there. But that's how we do it. We kind of Latifa says she wouldn't want to come across a flying worm. Michigan on the road here, big favorite at Rutgers by 26, total 44 and a half. Just kind of funny there, right? Because all of a sudden, that would have to be like, what, uh, 40,
36
to, yeah, 40
to
to 7 or something like that. Or what,
38 to nothing, 38
35
to
to 7.
3. Yeah, something. Yeah, but the undefeated Wolverines, they got that stellar defense. They haven't let us, a team score more than 17 points against them in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
And then we know that Rutgers, they struggle offensively. Their rushing leader, Brown, he's probably, I think he might be out even. But Michigan, they're just going to be too much here for this Rutgers team. But I think Michigan's going to probably be able to cover that 26-point spread.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it was as low as 24, but got as high as 27. Definitely have them rated pretty strong here, probably by about a 30-point favorite for me. It does seem like, this is the type of team where Michigan, I'm not talking about when we were talking earlier this season about bashing them in. It's just that they could keep scoring here and win this game. Like the thing I'm laughing about when you get those big spread, you almost got to get it exactly right. And
Right.
but a lot of times it is exactly. It comes right in the window. It's just a matter of is there an extra field goal on the wrong team or the right team or whatever. So let's take a consensus play. Let's lay 26 points because for one it's not 27 and for one it's not 28. So
Right.
let's take Michigan on the road at Rutgers. And as our consensus play, that's like 7 so far, I think.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Moving, yeah. Florida State and Miami. Florida State in this one's favored by 7.5. The total's 54.
Yeah, and this Florida State team, they're rated higher than the Hurricanes in almost every statistical, category. So I think it's reasonable to expect them to get, bowl eligible here this week. Miami might be maybe a little bit, optimistic with, Van Dyke at quarterback, but I like Florida State here in this one. I think I think they'll get it here at minus 7.5.
I do too, Mindy. I think they can win this game probably by 10 points or more. I think they will win it by double digits. The total, there were numbers as low as 46.5 as a look ahead number here. I think the
Wow.
general opener was about 52 and now at 54. I think it's getting a little bit high. Is Miami really going to be able to contribute enough to the scoring to get it to go over. I mean, it seems like the move's been pretty steady on the over, but I don't want any part of that. I think I think Florida State wins this game and wins it handily. Something's wrong with Miami; it's broken, and I've got Florida State here in this one. We've got another consensus play. Got a lot of consensus here.
A lot of consensus.
Do it. Let's do it. Ugh. Hey. James Madison and Louisville. Well, it's an interesting matchup to say the least. Louisville here, 7-point favorite. The total is down to 52.5. This total opened as high as 56.5, and Louisville opened as high as 10. Madison is a very popular play this week, and so is the under.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to head to that under, even though I know I've lost, some value, only because I think the main theme of this game is going to be defense. Cardinals are allowing 20.6 points per game, while the Dukes are only allowing 20. So I don't know if I'm going to see a whole lot of offense, even though I kind of feel that. Normally we think of these two folks being, to me, like, I guess maybe even earlier in the season, putting up a lot of points. I'm still going to go to the under here in this one.
Well, in this one, I do agree with you, but I'm not willing to give it to a consensus because of the 4 points that we've lost. And it feels like on some of our consensus, we talked about it with Tony,
Right.
we're giving out free plays. So a lot of times, we're not giving out, we're limited. You could only give it, the spread is what it is, right? So you can't just say it's going to go under. We've already missed out on such a big value. So, I don't want to, kind of pile on. I think the other plays that we've had are just fine. Maybe we're laying a little bit of tax, but this one looks a little bit too much for me. And it also looks a little bit too much for me to take James Madison as a premium, especially now at just +7 when I could have had +10. So it's going to be a free play for me. I'll take James Madison here plus a touchdown. Mindy says go under 52.5. So got 2 plays there. Yep, 2 plays there on that one. Let's go to the Pac-12. Let's go to the Pac-12 now and take a look at Arizona going up against Utah. And in this one, you've got the Utes. I don't know what that says right there with my bad type. 17.5, 67.5. I'll fix the graphic. You talk about the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're writing some computer code there or something. The Utes, they have the 66th best pass defense in the country. Arizona doesn't really have much of a ground game here either. I think it's going to be pretty one-sided here with Utah myself. So I'm going to lean to Utah minus 17.5 here.
Yeah, I think I think that's something I can actually get behind again as well. I like Utah in the game. I have them close to a 20-point favorite here against Arizona. They seem to be clicking at the right time. Yeah, there's been some quarterback. I don't know if it's a controversy. Utah's got some capable quarterbacks. They bring the other guy in there, and he's okay too. So I think at home, a 20-point win seems very, very reasonable. That total sure looks high. Considering can Arizona really get enough points for this game to get as high as 67.5? I'm not so sure about that. So let's take Utah to blow out Arizona in this one. I like it, Mindy. I like another play of yours.
All right, that's good. I feel like I'm doing something right when you agree, Ramon.
Well, that's just it. I'm trying to, trying to sell it that, hey, you know what, I'm hot. let's keep the winning going.
Right.
But I just keep thinking about last Saturday, and I'm like, well, we're on these plays, and they seem to be flowing so freely right now on the same side. So South Carolina and Vandy here, they are a pretty substantial underdog. 6.5. South Carolina 6.5. Total 48.5.
Yeah, I mean, Vandy, they've just been struggling, producing only 299 yards a game against a Missouri team. AJ Swan's expected to return from that shoulder injury, but he hasn't really practiced much either. Gamecocks, they're 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7 meetings. I think the streak here will continue, and I'll go South Carolina minus the 6.5 in this one.
Yeah, how can they not win this game, Mindy? I've got them by double digits here. I've got South Carolina being able to win this one. I think they can put up a big number here on Vandy, and I think Vandy can contribute to the points as well. I like a high-scoring game, but I really think South Carolina is the side here to get this win by double digits against Vandy. How can I disagree with you? Especially it opened 8.5. It's now 6.5. It's under a key
better number.
It's under a key number, and I like how this total is dipped too. It's colon. It's going to be something I'm looking at, if you will. So I gotta go. I can't just disagree with you to disagree, and I don't want to give away my other play. I've got to go with South Carolina here with you. And
all right, let's do it.
We're tracking these plays. That's what Tony said we're doing. So if you ever miss our show, you can get all of our consensus plays over at Tony's Picks, even if there's 12 of them or more. And we're going to be back with a 20-game card. We better crush it.
Let's crush it. That's right.
Auburn and Mississippi State. Mississippi State is favored in this one by 12.5, as low as 10.5. So laying a bit of a price here with Mississippi State. The total down to 50.5 from a number as high as 53.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this total here today. So I'm going to take a look at the side. Bulldogs, they're 10th in the nation in passing offense, 321 yards a game. I think this makes them it helps them be that heavy favorite, I think. Auburn's a team I see them kind of just in turmoil after firing the coach. So I think I'm going to take Mississippi State here in this one at home. Not my favorite game here today, but I'm going to lean that way that they're going to take them here by 2 touchdowns.
All right, and I'm going to go with the under. I mean, I really liked it at, the few ticks higher. It was still borderline premium at 50.5, but I'm not going to – I don't know if I like your side here on Mississippi State, even though it seems like that's the
it's one of those, I'm not sure if I like it, so that –
Yeah, well, no, I mean, that side's taken the action for sure, up to 12.5 from a low of 10.5. And, that kind of puts me probably on the Auburn side because I thought it might be more of a single-digit game. But, I know what you said, what's going on with Auburn. And, I always think that Auburn's going to find a way and come back. But I'll go under in this one as my free play. It's borderline premium, even at 50.5 right now. But I don't want to disagree necessarily on that game. I don't know if I like the side enough to even give it out. So I'm going to go under, though. I like the under a lot. Wish it was a little higher. Still a pretty strong play, borderline premium for me in this one.
Sounds good.
Clemson and Notre Dame. This is a much talked about game. Maybe it's not as great as it could be, but Clemson right now is a 4-point favorite. The total is 44.
Yeah. And again, Clemson getting into the top 4 kind of surprised me a little bit. We talked about that maybe, we would have been looking at more of a TCU or something like that, right? I don't know. I think this number 4 Clemson team can see an upset from Notre Dame today. Maybe I'm a little foolish here, but Notre Dame, they have put up quite a few yards per game, especially on the ground. They do have a really good offensive line. They're 10-0 against the spread their last 10. I think they're going to come to play today. They're fighting for that bowl eligibility here too. I'm going to take the Irish here at +4.
Well, I don't want any part of the Irish. I'm probably going to like Clemson, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give out the over in this one. So I just thought that the the number was high as 49 on the early look ahead. So I really thought that was, a more realistic number. Yeah, I get it. I mean, we're not seeing as much from the offenses, and DJ is, hot and cold. I mean, I keep thinking he's going to figure it out because I'm such a big fan of his. But, he just one game is good, the one's not so good. So, but I'm going to go over as my free play here. I really like Clemson. Maybe, putting my stock probably in DJ today, Mindy, just to let you
Yeah, I
know.
don't blame you.
So, all right, Mindy said take Notre Dame, and I said take over in this one. All right, Wake is going to take on North Carolina State. Wake on the road here, a 3-point favorite, total 54.
Yeah, I mean, both teams come into this one with a 6-2 record. Wake Forest lost their last one to Louisville, and Virginia Tech. They lost to NC State last time out here. NC State 5-0 at home this season. They have the 20th ranked offense in the country. Wake Forest 1-2 on the road as well, ranking them 148th in the nation. Home team, they're 18-4 in the last 22. I will be taking this North Carolina State team and the points.
All right, and with that total all the way down to 54, I think we're going to see those offenses that we've seen on occasion, for better for worse. I think sometimes, but I think there's just too. It's just gone too far. I mean, it was as high as 60.5, and now we're down to 54. So I like the total to go over. Mindy says take NC State, and I'll tell you what. I mean, I've heard a lot of talking heads, a lot of handicappers. I've been watching, keeping shows on YouTube, on CB, on all the channel, and it's like seems like an avalanche of Wake Forest support. Probably going to walk up to the window right behind you, look over your shoulder, and when I see you play NC State, I'll probably say NC State when I get to the window. So, all right, I'm going to go over. Mindy's going to take NC State in this one. Colorado State and San Jose State. San Jose State laying big points again somehow here. 24, total 44.5.
Is Matt in the chat? Where's Matt? Where's Colorado Matt? 5-2. San Jose State won their last game over Nevada. Colorado State lost to Boise State. 3 out of the last 4 here with Colorado State, they've been decided by, 4 points. I know San Jose State, their last 2 has been like within 7 points. Just not been able really to cover the spread here. I think this minus 24 is going to be too much here today. I'm going to take Colorado State in this one, plus 24.
Well, I agree with you. I don't know if I agree with you enough to make it a consensus.
You're like, I don't know if I want to really get on Colorado State.
Well, right. But I mean, we already saw San Jose State. I mean, right, covering these big numbers. Look, it's been a great year for San Jose State. I'm happy for them for resurrecting the program and getting it back up on that great start that they've had. They've come back down to earth, obviously, a little bit. And I don't think they're going to, win by, more than 24 points. I mean, 20, the opener of 20 seemed pretty realistic. I would have leaned San Jose State at that number. I'm not going to back Colorado State with you, even at 24. Might not be. I might take a pass on the side, but I'm not going to take a pass on the total. I kind of was thinking premium in this one, but I was hoping the number, it was as high as 48.5. That didn't last long, but I still do like it at 44.5. Again, it's one of those games, Mindy, that always ends up for me not probably making a premium play on it because of the fact that, it's one of those you got to get exactly right when you're talking about that score with that low total, with the high spread with the low total. That is always the tough one. So, all right. So Mindy,
your pick would be officially the
I'm sorry, under. It is under for sure. It's
I just wanted to
borderline
make sure what you
premium. It's borderline premium for me in this game. So anyone that playing our plays, whether they're hot or cold or whatever they're marking down, you can put a little extra star by it, whatever you want. If you're tracking us, if you're just listening, that's fine too. But I do like this game to go under, and 20.3 touchdowns seems reasonable. Anything more, I'm not interested, but I am interested in the under. And it would have been a premium at anything close to maybe 47 or higher, but 44, 44 and a half.
Tough.
Yeah,
Right.
tough. Those are the ones you got to get exactly right when you're talking about, 3 touchdown spreads and less than, and about 6 touchdowns in the game. So
Right.
that makes it a little bit difficult sometimes. And I try, even if like I said, I mean, sometimes I put just a few bucks on a team just to keep an eye on the game and
See the results. Yeah.
the beta testing. But this one might not even, get a sawbug. All right. Hawaii and Fresno State. Fresno State here, a 27.5-point favorite, total 62. See, there's a little more reason when you get a high total like this.
Yeah, this is one of those that I feel like sometimes I just want to pass, Ramon, but I'll make a pick at it here. Fresno
You've
State.
never
That's all right. I mean, I always have a lean somewhere, right? I mean, it's one of those it's probably not a game I'd ever bet, but if you want my expert opinion, I can give a little bit of that. Fresno State, they won their last 3, beat San Diego State last time out. Hawaii's lost 4 out of the last 5. Losing to Wyoming as well. Hawaii's defense is just pretty horrible. I don't know what to say. And then that Fresno State quarterback, he's not so bad, right? He's putting up 312 yards a game. Fresno State 5-1 the last 6 games here in November. I think they're going to be able to score often. I'm not crazy about the spread. Just because they've been kind of wishy-washy for me throughout the season, losing to UConn and beating up on other folks. So I'll still take a stab at Fresno State here today.
All right, fair enough. It was open 23, now 27.5. I'm not going to join you there. I actually kind of lean towards Hawaii there, but for me, I think I'm going to end up on the under in this game. My window goes as low as 57 in this one. That was close to a low number that was available in the game as well. So at 62, I think it's something that I can get behind for a free play. I'm going to go under 62, and Mindy says lay those points with Fresno State. And that's what we, not any fault of Mindy's. We, kind of just go down through the order of the card. And then by the end of the week, and then, the number's gone through the roof a little bit. So that's what makes it a little bit tough on us. But that's the challenge we put forth on ourselves. So.
Right.
Okay, we're almost through. We still got plenty of games to go in basketball and hockey, but let's take a look at a couple of Pac-12 games with California and USC. USC is up to 21.5, opened as low as 18 total, all the way up to 60.5. It did touch 61, opened 57.5.
Yeah, I think these are going to be fun, exciting games. 9:30 my time here that don't get over till the wee hours of the morning. So I'm sure I'll be prepping for tomorrow watching these games. So I think there's going to be lots of scoring in this one too. USC, they're 7-1, ranked 9th, coming off that win versus Arizona. California, they've lost 4 straight now, lost to Oregon last time out. USC, the 11th ranked defense. They also put up a lot of points, right? And then California, they've been kind of struggling as well. Favorites 12-4 against the spread the last 16. I think USC is just going to go on a big route right here.
Yeah, I mean, it does worry me a little bit, but I have them, probably by close to 4 touchdowns. I really like SC here in this one. It looks like, the stretch drive, got to make a statement. Sure, Cal might hang in there, But again, I agree. We could see SC put up a big number. Cal might actually end up getting some points on the back end and still not be able to cover this one. So let's get back to premium. It's been like 4 or 5 games since we've agreed on something. So let's take USC here and lay 21.5 points. That hook is certainly a bothersome number there, especially could have laid 18, but I do like SC here, probably by at least 24, if not more. Let's take USC as a consensus
And
play.
a fun one to
Late
root
night.
for.
Late night in the Pac-12. UCLA on the road as they try to, they'll be watching the scoreboard. Do we want to see that USC UCLA game? UCLA here, 11-point favorite, 66.5.
Yeah, I mean UCLA, they've had a great season so far. 7-1, beat up on Stanford, 38-13. Arizona State still below, 500 here, even though they had that win over Colorado. Arizona State's defense, not so good. And UCLA, I think they're a little bit better here. I'm going to take a look at the under here in this one. Under is 4-1. Arizona State's last 4 games straight up. 7-1-1 the last 9 home games here as well. I had this one at 67 when I took a look at it. So I don't mind the 66.5 where it's at right now.
Yeah, and I do mind the 66.5 because I liked it as a kind of a premium over, believe it or not, but I was, at 62.5. So I don't want to give it out. I don't think, as a premium anymore at that, at this big number, but I do think there's a better chance that this thing goes over than it does under, especially 66.5 and UCLA scoring like they are. So we'll end the college football segment with a staunch disagreement. I'm going to go over 66.5. Mindy says go under 66.5 in the late game. One of the 2 late games of the Pac-12. So
challenge, last game on the card.
A lot of plays, Mindy. I don't know if we want to go over them all. There's so many of them. We better hit.
What do we got? Liberty over 61.5. North Texas minus 22. Troy, Lafayette under 43. BYU, Boise State over 54.5. Houston plus 3.5. Michigan minus 26. Florida State minus 7.5. Utah minus 17.5. South Carolina minus 6.5. USC minus 21.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 winners for you.
Okay. Are you comfortable? I mean, you got to be comfortable. Nothing we can do. Those are the consensus plays.
I love it.
Get on the show. And if you guys agree on the play, then it's a consensus play, and we're going to track it. So
right.
There you go. We're tracking it.
Well,
10 more in addition to when you went to get your notes. I was trying to remember how many we already had, and man, it's got to be like
8?
Almost a dozen. Huh? Dropping my notes.
Was it like 8?
Oh boy, it feels like more, but whatever.
Maybe it was 10, something like that.
Okay, well, here's 10 more. So, all right. So that's a look at college football. We still got a ways to go here with basketball and hockey. So let's get into the NBA. And let me bring up the current lines because, with all these lines to type in, these are definitely a little more stale than some of the mornings when I do the old switcheroo on you. Because look at this one right away. Sacramento, when I put this in about 2.5 hours ago, they were a 2-point favorite, and the total 225.5. Sacramento's now a 4-point favorite, total 226.5.
Really?
226.
Yeah. So I would probably still like the Kings with -4. Both these teams just won 2 games on the season. Kings losing, to the Heat. Magic, I don't know, beating the Warriors. Kings are 3-1 against the spread versus the Magic in the last 2 seasons here. Kings ranked 16th in scoring. Magic are 24th in points per game. Kings 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 overall here as well. I'll take the Kings.
All right, Mindy says take those Sacramento Kings laying the points on the road. How about that? I mean, you would imagine Sacramento being favored on the road by over anybody
They've
by
been playing
4
well this
points.
season.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And the Magic, I don't know. They might have it. And Scott says he's got the
Oh,
injury report right here.
that's good.
Four
That's good.
players out tonight. He says for the Magic, including I believe Cole Anthony, probably Jonathan Isaac, also Gary Harris and Markel Fultz. So in that one, so I think it will be still a positive night offensively, though, for both teams. I think that Orlando can get it together. You see that the total is still going up despite the news that Scotch just laid on us. It's up to 226 right now. Probably wasn't going to come in with a premium there, but I was leaning towards Orlando, but not after the information that you see there that he gave us. And that's probably why you're seeing the move on Sacramento. So thanks, Scotch, for that, because I've been pretty busy with all of these games going on. And
Right.
but I'm still going to take the over tonight in Sacramento and Orlando. I think these two teams pace up. I'm not worried about who's doing the scoring. I'm worried about the way the game is going to be played tonight. So Mindy says take Sacramento -4, and I'm going to say go over 226. All right, the Brooklyn Nets are down to a 4-point favorite here. The total is 222. Like I said, Mindy, maybe when you get rid of Irving, I mean, the Nets just destroyed Washington.
Yeah, I was on the Nets yesterday, Ramon. We were challenging each other there in that one. The Nets beat up on the Wizards there, 126-86. Hornets lost pretty big to the Grizzlies. Nets again without Kyrie. I think the Hornets here may get a lot of second chance points here. They are ranked ninth in total rebounds compared to those Nets. Also 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 with a team with the losing record here. I'm going to take a stab here at the Hornets at home with the plus. I had them at +5, so +4. I'll take the Hornets.
I agree with you. I think the Hornets are going to be in this game. Nets on the back-to-back here. I still have my doubts about the Nets. I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe they'll, crush it because Kyrie's not there, and that's probably the best solution for the team. And they just didn't, just don't know it. So, anyways, I'll agree with you, Minnie, and I don't think 4 points is out of the question at all. I mean, I rate this game pretty close to even, actually, considering the current situation. So this total did open as high as 230.5, but was immediately erased. I don't even know if that
Right.
probably didn't even take
Never really made it.
too many bets on that one there. But I kind of like the over maybe a little. No, I like Charlotte. I like Charlotte as the play. Let's take it as a consensus play in this one.
Let's do it.
Okay. Pelicans and Hawks. The Hawks are 1.5, total 230.5.
Yeah, another one of these games with teams versus matching records at 5-3. Pelicans, came off to a win last night over the Warriors. Hawks beat the Knicks. Pelicans, I think they will take care of the ball here. They rank second with only 11 turnovers. Pelicans are 9-3 against the spread in their last 12, following against the spread loss. I like the Pelicans in this one, +2.5.
All right, and I am going to take the Hawks. I'm going to disagree with you here. I like Atlanta in this one. I think they can get the win. I'll lay the points here with them. This total opened as high as 235.5 and is now down to 230.5, and I think it's probably for a good reason. I think it might be considerably under that number. So maybe I'll have a little action later on with that game. Simon Windemuller, nice to have you. Pleasure to meet you here on the morning's team. Anyways, Mindy, I'll take Atlanta. You're going to take New Orleans. We're going to be in disagreement here on this one.
All right, arm wrestling.
The Celtics at the Knicks. The Celtics are minus 3.5, and the total is now at 224. Celtics 3.5 and 224. We saw the Knicks really show some heart last night. Kept coming back and coming back.
Yeah, and the Knicks, they haven't scored, I don't think, above 108 points in their last, 4 games here. When you have the Celtics averaging about 117, I think the advantage here is to the Celtics. When it comes to their 3 point line. Celtics, they're 16-5-1 against the spread the last 22 road games here as well. I like the Celtics minus 3.5.
All right, Mindy says take the Celtics in this one, and well, I think it's I'm rated kind of close to the best, but you see that total up to 224. I was thinking over as a premium, but that was at my graded out. I really was expecting this game to come a few points, if not several points lower, maybe as low as 221 or so. Or it did open 221.5, but I mean has gone up, and I preferred the over in the game and was thinking premium in this one, but I'm just going to go over. It was my free play at Boston and New York. I know what you're saying. I get it with some of the scoring woes for the Knicks, but they'll be at home here. Boston, we obviously saw them tempo up a little bit. So Mindy says take Celtics minus 3.5, and I say go over 224. Next up, the Rockets and the Wolves. Timberwolves here 8.5, total 230.5.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, kind of come into this one on losing streaks here. Timberwolves are sixth in scoring at 113 points per game. Rockets ranked 28th, average 107. Rockets are also 30th in field goal percentage, 41%. Timberwolves here 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 Saturday games here as well. I'll take the Timberwolves minus 8.5.
All right, Mindy. Well, boy, I kind of like the Wolves to get this blowout. We saw the Rockets, put forth a pretty good effort, but now having to play again here, I'll agree with you because I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to put up some points tonight, and I think that's going to be the way I'll probably look at the game. But let's agree on this one with Minnesota. Let's lay those 8.5 points. I don't have it. I have it about 10. It's kind of marginal, but you like it. I like it. So let's go ahead and take it and see if we can't get this
Let's try it.
spread. Yeah, let's see if we can't get this big spread to cover. So, and move on here with the Thunder and the Bucks. Man, the Bucks are just a 7.5 point. Is Giannis out? I don't think so, but maybe it's just because the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing such a good job at covering the spread. They've looked okay. So Milwaukee's a big favorite here, but only 7.5. What am I missing?
I don't know for sure. I mean, the Bucks are undefeated. They had a nice game last night. They're 3-1 versus the Thunder over the last 2 seasons. The Bucks have made, I don't know, only 24 more 3-point shots than the Thunder this season. Bucks are 7-1 and they're like 8 overall as well. I feel like I have to take the Bucks here. Again, I'm not sure about the spread, but yeah, I like the Bucks on the spot.
All right, Mindy says take the Bucks here, and I think the Bucks. I mean, I think they're going to be a double-digit winner here, but I'm going to end up going with the under here at 224. That's going to be my free play. I might like the Bucks a little too much, Mindy, here. So I'm glad you're on them and giving it out here to everyone. And Scott says he loves the Bucks. I hope I hope you guys are right on this because I gotta like them too. But I'm gonna go under 224 as my free play here on the show. Mindy says take the Bucks, lay 7.5 against the Thunder, Yeah, Thunder's great. I mean, like I said, we will be on the. I don't know about you, Mindy, but I'm going to be on the Thunder plenty this season.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. It's just not tonight for some reason. Not tonight. The Spurs and the Nuggets. This is down to 10.5 total, 235.5.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, they have their 5 wins on the season. Spurs losing to the Clippers, Nuggets beating the Thunder. Nuggets ranked 3rd in field goal percentage, 1st in 3-point percentage at 41.6%. Nuggets are 5-1 against spread their last 6 versus a team with a winning record. I'll take the Nuggets to cover the minus 10.5.
All right, Mindy's going to lay those points with the Nuggets. Man, that's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points.
A lot of points in this one. So Mindy says go ahead and lay those big points with Denver here. And as for me, I'm going to end up going with the under in this one at 235. I know the Spurs have had some crazy games so far. But Nuggets at home, if they're going to win this one by double digits, man, that seems kind of wild that you'd end up with a game that's going to be basically 122 to 112 or so. Can the Spurs actually get that many points? And this one, I'm not so sure. I'm going to go under as my free play. Mindy says lay Denver minus 10.5, and I'm going to go under 235.5. And the Trailblazers are going to take on the Suns, and the Suns are a 10-point favorite. Total's down to 216.5.
Oh, those Trailblazers ruining my night last night. Both are 6-2. Played each other in the last one. Trailblazers won 108 to 106. Yeah, I just needed it to go into overtime. Suns are ranked 3rd in points scored here. Trailblazers are 16th at 113 points a game. I'm gonna go ahead and try that over total again in this one. Over's 4-1. The Suns last 5. Give me the over.
All right, Mindy says go over. It's been a pretty solid move to the under, and that's probably where I'm going to end up going as well later on. But for me, I don't know if I could pass on 10. Look, I know what happened yesterday, and I'm going to come back with the Suns again here and make it a free play. There was some openers as high as 12.5. I thought that number was far more representative, especially if they're going to play again. So I don't know. I'm still getting a feel for some of these rematch game format, and I'm not one to complain about it. I think the players wanted it, so we're just going to have to get used to it. And I'm going to take Phoenix. I'm going to lay 10 points. Mindy says go over 216.5, and that's a look at the NBA for Saturday night. On that card, wow, big card. We're gonna go to hockey. We got more action.
Oh, geez, more.
A lot of action in hockey. And I'm gonna call up my goalies and see if we can at least narrow down. There were some confirmed overnights that we can talk about and be pretty sure about. But I'm not sure about every goalie. So we'll just kind of check the sites. Let me call them all up. I like to look at all 3 of them at the same time. And let's get ready here. Start with the top of the card. And this is going to be the Islanders and Red Wings. The Islanders in this one are favored, and they're favored minus up to $1.30 now, 5.5 over 25.
I really like the Islanders in this one. I like them a lot. They're on this 5-game win streak. They're 4-1-1 the last 6 versus Detroit. 8-2-1 against them since 2018. I'm going to take those Islanders on the puck line minus 1.5 goals here today, Ramon.
All right, and I'm going to come in on the under. Was hoping to maybe get a six under price as a major price. It's a consensus price, but at 5.5, I'll still give it out on the under here. Let's see. It looks like could be Varlamov and Husso. So Mindy says take the Islanders minus $1.30. I'm going to go under 5.5 as my free play here with the Islanders and Detroit. Colorado and Columbus in this one. And remember, this one is being played in Finland. So um, at least today, unlike Friday, which was actually played on Saturday, I believe, in Finland. So they're playing the games on the weekend. Um, I know everybody's like, why are they playing a game on Friday afternoon? But it was actually a night game where they were at. So Colorado, though, it is a 245, and this total is 6.5 over 30.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Avalanche has been, great necessarily on back to backs this season. But the Canucks, they're 1-1-0 in their back to backs. Also, it was, that 6-3 score, I know yesterday, but I'm going to take a look at the under here in this one. Avalanche on back to backs are 1-2-0 on the season. I'll go under the 6.5 goals here in this one.
All right, and look, we saw what happened yesterday, and I had just a play privately on the puck line with Colorado, and they were up 3-0. Then it was 3-2, but then they went off and blew them out in the end again. So I'm going to look for a repeat performance here in this one. Doesn't bode well if you've got the under, and I want to lay a puck and a half, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Colorado on the puck line here, minus $1. Let's see, it's about minus $1.10, so pretty reasonable price. I'll take Colorado on the puck line. Mindy says go under 6.5 in Finland.
Do it.
Scotch says he'll take the over in this one. Next up is the Blackhawks and the Jets, and in this one it is the Jets, a big favorite here, 225, total 6.5 under 20.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets, they've been putting up some wins here this season, but only averaging, 2 goals in those wins. The Blackhawks also haven't been scoring much either. They're very similar, only 2 goals a game in their last 3. It's also making me go ahead and take a look at the under in this one. Under's 3, 1-1, the last 5 in Winnipeg there as well. Just don't see a lot of scoring happening between either of these two teams, at least not in their last 3 outings. So I'll go to the under.
Okay, well, I'm okay with that because I'm going to take Chicago on the puck line plus a goal and a half here. I maybe even don't mind them, I like them for a stronger play on the puck line than I do on the money line. I'd say if you're going to play it on the money line, taper it down a little bit. But I'm going to take Chicago plus 1.5 here at minus $1.30. And Mindy is saying take under 6.5 in Chicago and Winnipeg. Dallas and Edmonton. Edmonton here, $1.60. Total 6.5 over 30.
Yeah, I mean, this one should be a real good one. Both these teams have had a lot of, success here, thus far, and they're actually scoring a lot of goals as well. The Oilers have put up 13 goals so far. Stars have put up 15 goals in each of their last 3 games. The Oilers here as a home team, they're 9-4 in their last 13. The favorites 9-3 in the last 12 as well. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Oilers. They're second in scoring, first in assists, second in power play. Give me Edmonton minus 160.
All right. Mindy's going to lay that chalk with the Oilers, and I'm going to come in with the under in this one. Look, there's a chance it's probably going to be close to 6 goals, but I don't know if they can get to the 7th goal today. In fact, if I was going to take the under, I'd probably buy it up to 7 and pay some juice on it, like 7 under 40 or something. So I'm going to go under 6.5 as my free play. Mindy says take Edmonton minus $1.60. And well, we got 4 games and no agreements so far, but that's okay. We're not really going heads up or anything. So Philadelphia and Ottawa. And in this one, Ottawa minus $1.80, 6.5 over minus 115.
Yeah, Flyers have lost 3 straight here after losing to the Maple Leafs. Senators are on a 4-game losing skid. Last one lost to the Golden Knights. The Senators are scored, 9 more goals than the Flyers in the same number of games here this season. Home team 5-2 in the last 7. I'm going to go ahead and take the Senators minus 180.
Yeah. Look, we don't lay much chalk actually on the show together. I've noticed, but we're gonna lay it on this one at minus $1.80. So forgive us. We gotta enter it as we see it. The instructions from the GM is to put our consensus plays in. I think Ottawa wins this one, Mindy. I don't know if I feel comfortable, laying a goal and a half as as well as the Flyers have done so far. So let's go ahead and take Ottawa. My lean is to the under, I think, there on the total, but not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. Probably not going to make my card, but let's go with Ottawa minus $1.80. We gotta have some chalk. We've had some dogs. Let's have some chalk in there.
Sounds good.
All right, next up, those Boston Bruins. They're taking on Toronto here, but Toronto's favored. I mean, the odds makers watch hockey. Is it going to come to an end right now for Boston and their hot ways right now? We've got Toronto here. They're up to minus $1.30.
Yeah, I mean, the Bruins are hot, 10-1, beat the Rangers. The Maple Leafs, they won against the Flyers 5-2. Maple Leafs are 4-1 at home this season. Home team's 5-2 in the last 7. Also 3-1 versus the Bruins at home and over the last 3 seasons here. I think I'm going to take Toronto here at minus 130.
Ooh. All right. Mindy says take those Leafs at home as the favorite. And, well, I'm going to go with Boston. I mean, I got to go with Boston right now. They're so hot.
You're like, they're too hot, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think there'll be some goals scored. That'll be probably one of my plays out there. But I'm going to end up going with Boston in this one as I like price plus $1.05 or so, plus $1.10. I'll take Boston. Mindy says take Toronto. Going heads up in this
challenge, remote challenge.
Yeah, well, I got Peter with me, so I thought I'd take Boston. So Peter and I are against Mindy. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? VGK at Montreal. VGK, a $2 favorite here. Total 6.5, under 20 now. This one's actually moved lower. There hasn't been much movement on these hockey games.
Not as usual. Not like usual, anyway. Golden Knights are off to yeah, I mean, the Golden Knights are off to a great start, 10-2. Won their last one out versus the Senators. Canadians not necessarily having the same kind of success here. They've lost 2 in a row. Last one to the Jets, I believe. Both teams have had the under hit in the last 4 of 5 games. The other one being the Golden Knights that I missed on the free pick show, where they went big time over. Golden Knights are ranked first in goals. But again, I'm going to, kind of buck the trends maybe a little bit. I'm going to go under that 6.5 goals here in this one.
I don't mind that. I mean, there were some openers that were like 6 over 25. So I think you're getting a pretty good price actually here. So, but VGK just, what can you say? They're on a roll right now. I think they'll win this game. I'm just going to take them on the money line here, Mindy, at minus $2. I can't lay the puck line on the road here with them though in this one, but I think they'll win it today over my Habs. And I'll take VGK minus $2 against Montreal. And Mindy says go under 6.5. A pretty good number, I'd say. All right, Mindy's got her Kraken hat on, so we'll see if she's going to go with the Kraken as they take on Pittsburgh here in this one. And Pittsburgh, they are favored. And yes, it's $1.90, 6.5 over 20.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait to find out to see if I take the Kraken or not. The Kraken 6-4-2, won 3 games in a row, while the 4-5-2 Penguins have lost, I don't know, quite a few in a row. Game features two good offenses here, with the Kraken ranked fifth in goals, Penguins seventh in goals for as well. Defenses, on the other hand, both these teams kind of struggle. They're 24th and 26th. So I will be taking a look at the overplay. In the Kraken's last 7, it's 6-1 to the over. I'll take it.
Love the way the Kraken are looking right now. Look at the action. They take the action every time. This one opened as high as 240. Now they're down to plus $1.70, and they're scoring. What can you say? Let's take the over. Consensus play. We got to get to 7 goals.
That's right.
The previous Seattle's, I wouldn't feel comfortable in the previous season, but right now I kind of like the way Seattle's playing. In Pittsburgh, we know they've been in some wild games, right? I mean, they've blown a lot of games of late too. So let's take the over as our second hockey play here.
All right,
over
we got one.
in Seattle and Pittsburgh, yeah. And Scotch agrees with us. Says both teams scoring goals, so let's go with it. We only need 7.
Yeah, I'll take 8. That'll be perfect.
Arizona and Washington in this one. Arizona is a dog here, big time. Washington is minus 280. Total is about 6.5 flat.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of these that the Coyotes kind of struggle to score. And the Capitals have scored 2 or less goals in each of their last 3 games there as well. Under is 5-1 the last 6 in Washington. I'm going to go under the total of 6.5.
All right. Mindy says go under in this one at 6.5, and I'm going to agree with Mindy because I don't know if Arizona's going to be able to get any goals here in this one. I would think. I mean, look, you're looking at almost a $3 favorite with a 6.5 total. What's the score going to be? 4-2, 5-1. They all result. I mean, they all result. If you think Arizona is going to get 3, they shouldn't be. And then this line should not be minus 280. I don't want to overthink it. Mindy, you're throwing out all the stats. You're carrying me in this show, no doubt about it. But just to show how I'm kind of a market handicapper here, what I just said is not necessarily a joke. And you look at my NHL record, where I'm hitting about 67% this year. That's a lot on totals.
Right.
Not saying that this one's gonna be a winner or not today, but this is one where I'm usually on a total under because of just what I said. Right? Look, if it's 7-2, fine. But I mean, it's not going to be. It could be. I'm just saying when you look at a number of 280 and a total of 6.5, just be realistic in your handicap. Look, when someone says, "Oh, this team's going to blow out a team in a football, 45-0, okay, great. If that's your handicap, great. A real handicap shouldn't really deviate too much from what everyone else says. Maybe even a touchdown, that's fine. But here with a 280 and a 6.5, it's 4-2 or 5-1. If Arizona gets 3 goals, it's going to go over. Yeah, I get that. But Arizona's not scoring right now. So these are the way I've been racking up some of the wins on totals when you see a game like this. So we're going to go under in this one with Arizona and Washington. And it'll probably be 7-1, but that's okay. If they get if Arizona gets 1 goal, I feel like we handicapped the game correctly. That's the way I feel. All right, there's another consensus play. Let's go with Buffalo and Tampa Bay. And this one, Tampa Bay here, minus 245, 6.5 over 15.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over here in this one, Ramon. The over's hit in the Sabres' last 4 games, Lightning's last 3. Sabres here ranked 3rd in goals for. Overs 4-1-1 in the last 6 meetings here as well between these two. I'll take the over.
Okay. I was leaning over, but I just feel like you know what? Today is a day where I've got it's Saturday, right? Some crazy things can happen on Saturday in the NHL, and I'm going to give out Buffalo on the money line here as my free play. I kind of want to put them in as a premium, but I want to show everyone, if I
Right.
can score this one, everyone will laugh if I don't. I'm not really, you
I
know
like it.
touting him as a huge play here, but I it's just a price play for me. I get it, but look, Tampa Bay. I mean, they're a 500 team at this, mediocre team at this point, record wise. We know Buffalo has some issues here, but getting 220, 215, whatever it is, you get it at. If you want to take the puck line, that's okay too. I'm giving out Buffalo on the money line.
Yep.
Uh, the viewers can take it on the puck line and have some fun tonight. I think Buffalo plays a really great game tonight in this one against Tampa Bay. Mindy says go over 6.5. Kind of want to save that as a premium to tell you the truth, but
I don't blame you. I might be
okay.
playing something on the premium on that.
So you
Yeah.
see you just see goals and I'm just saying goals and variance. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, Nashville and Vancouver. What'd you say? You are going premium on that? Don't
Heck yeah, I am.
you are? Oh my God. Okay, Nashville and Vancouver
You'll see.
here.
You'll see later. You'll see it. It's in there.
Okay, you already had it. You already had it penned, huh?
It's
Awesome.
in the system. You
All
you
right.
saw my pack up.
Okay. Well, probably that's funny because we probably if you'd have known that you probably would have went with it. We could have done this as a consensus. But anyways, let's get on with Nashville and Vancouver here. Vancouver minus $1.20, 6.5. Now under is favored at minus $1.15.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of had this one looking to the over. The Predators beat up on the Flames the last time out. Canucks scored 8, won by 3 over the Ducks. Canucks here, they're 11th in goals scored, 3.45 goals per game. They also give up four goals a game here as well. So yeah, I like the over. It's 5-1 the last 6 between these two teams in Vancouver as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a high scoring game here, Ramon.
Oh, I definitely agree. And look what Scotch says. He says series goes over, Ramon goes over, Mindy goes over, consensus goes over, team steam is going over, and we're not even going to blame Scotch if we don't cash in this one because I think it's going to go over. I think Nashville. It's almost a toss up for me, and Nashville could be a play. Right now, they're borderline. Want to see where this price goes? Look, it's moving. I believe in the favor of Nashville, which kind of puts me more on the Nashville side in this one. So, may end up with a premium just because of the line move. I already kind of liked Nashville coming in. Seems like the professional actions coming in on Nashville. But let's go over. We've got 4 plays so far and 3 more to go. We might make it to a 5-pack in this one today.
We're getting there. Might do it.
New Jersey and Calgary. It's going to be Calgary here, minus $1.65. 6.5 over 15 now, Mindy. This is one of the biggest movers totals wise. It opened 6.5 over 30.
Goodness. Yeah, these Devils here, what, 8-3 now? Winners of 5 straight.
Is this boy? We're back in the 2000s.
Right. The Flames, on the other hand, they're 5-4, lost 3 consecutive. So you got 2 teams moving in different directions here. Devils have scored 40 goals on the season. Flames only 25. Devils here, they're 4-1 on the road. Devils are 6-0 their last 6 versus the Western Conference. I'm not totally convinced they can get the win in this one, but I'm giving myself a couple chances here. I'll take the Devils on the puck line.
Okay. Well, then we can both win because I'm going to take Calgary. They've got to find a way to turn it around. And look, they are favored now. I know the money's coming in on New Jersey because they opened like $1.80 and now they're down to
Right.
$1.60. So obviously there's some action coming in. Sharps maybe on New Jersey here. Maybe it's a public move too because of the records that you stated. So, but I'm going to take Calgary. Mindy's going to take New Jersey puck line. So, yeah, we're not disagreeing totally, but
Yeah, I like when we can both win. That's fun as well, Ramon.
Scotch loves the price on New Jersey. He says getting them here at plus $1.45 or so is the way he's looking. So he thinks it's a good price. He does not think Calgary is going to get it going here on Saturday
Not
night.
today.
So
No, not today.
I'm the one on an island here. Florida and the Kings, we're getting down to the end here.
Yes,
Thanks
we are.
everyone for joining us here for 2 hours of talk.
Yeah, they're almost done with us for the day.
Yeah, boy, I can't wait. And we're only 40 minutes from that first kickoff in the football game. So in the military game. Anyways, Florida here in Florida is $1.30. Wow, this one's really on the move, Mindy. Florida opened as high as $1.55. Now they're $1.30. I'm showing it even heading to $1.25 at some books right now. Total 6.5 over 25. Big move here on the Kings.
Yeah, it's one of those that I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and say the under 6-1, and Panthers last 8 versus the Western Conference here. Under 7-3-2 in the last 12 meetings between these two teams here in LA. I like the under 6.5 goals. I haven't seen a lot from Florida, maybe a little bit more from the Kings. That's kind of the way I'm looking at this one.
Yeah, I like the Kings, baby here. So I like the Kings, especially if Quick is in there today. I think they can limit Florida. So let's go under. We need a fifth play in hockey, and so why not? Because I Kings and under are kind of my call. So why not? We need one more, and I'm going to take the under. Mindy's going to take the under. That's 5 plays. So we got one more to go in the NHL tonight with Anaheim and San Jose. We already talked about. I think I scored already with this matchup.
You did, because remember, I was opposite, right? And you won in overtime or shootout, something like that, and in the late wee hours.
Big discount here, though, for San Jose. They open minus $1.55, and this total is indeed 6.5 over 20.
Yeah. So, I mean, this game, again, probably won't have too much defense. That's kind of what we talked about, last time in that. I believe it was a 5-4 game. I don't recall right now. But, you have the 27th ranked defense for the Sharks versus the 32nd ranked defense here for the Ducks. I'm going to take a look at the over here again. Over 6-1-1 in Ducks last 8, 5-0-1 in the Sharks last 6 here at home. Give me the over.
Well, we can't end up with 6 consensus plays. How would we ever package them up? We're not going to end up, because I like the under. I like the under in this one. Not a real strong play, but I kind of like Anaheim again. They do so well in the series here, but I am missing out already on 20 cents. I'm not sure with this huge sports card today. What's going to get my action in the NHL. I definitely see a handful of plays that are going to make premiums here as I enter these in. I haven't got around with I'm so busy, here in the witness protection program. But anyways, Mindy, we're going to go opposite. You've got the over. I've got the under. The final hockey game of the night. So eventually we're going to start tracking those too. And, well, I didn't want to, because I think you were getting the best of me. But I think I've been catching
Are you been catching me is what you're saying? So you're like, well, if I catch you, now I'm going to keep
Now that it's going a little bit better, we should start tracking them. Before, I didn't want to track them when you were winning. So, yeah. Okay, and Scotch says a good price there. So, okay. Anyways, Mindy, great job. You really brought the heat. And today, with all the information that you had, let's head on over one more time to Tony'sPicks.com and just let everyone know what we've got over there today. Huge card. So I want to mention, Mindy, that I've got an MMA package
That's right. That's
for
right.
tonight. Yeah, for tonight's MMA card, I've got a
I
5
caught a little
plays.
bit of your show yesterday, so yeah.
Yep, I'm really fortunate to work with a guy who, I mean, he tracks his plays on a major site. This guy is really, really good. I listened to his all of his analysis, and hey, look, I love the MMA, and I don't always agree with him, but I watch every card. I mean, I've been watching it since like UFC. What are we on? We're 281's coming up next. I think I started watching it at UFC 7.
Oh,
So
really? So you've made it through, I can't do the math, but yeah, what,
yeah,
260
and the first,
matches?
so I started watching it about UFC 7, and like to go back, because I was like, oh, I really like this mixed martial arts. I'm really good. And what you used to do back then was you could go back and rent like a VHS tape of like of of number 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I was able to catch up on those real quick using VHS. So there it
Right?
is. I've got the UFC Fight Night 5 fight premium pass there. So I got 5 fights, including the main event. Uh,
Awesome.
the main event in this one on Saturday night. So Rodriguez and Lemos, a couple of Brazilian strawweights in the main event. Number 3 contender against the number 7 contender as one of my 5 plays over there, and I got 4 other fights on the card. So
Cool.
if you're going to
That's
watch the
exciting.
UFC card, yeah, it's on ESPN Plus this week. It's not a pay-per-view, so
Oh, it's
if
not?
anyone, I know a lot of people probably get ESPN Plus.
I
It
do.
really
I
is.
love ESPN Plus for hockey. It's like my favorite thing.
Well, I mean, people complain about, and yeah, it sucks. A lot of this stuff, and again, I mean, you got to get the streams if you want or whatever. Or, I've got a few subscriptions because it's just easier, but use a lot of streaming. But ESPN Plus has got to be the best value in all of sports programming, I would think. And
100%.
even though the price, I think, just went up, didn't it, to like $9 or $10 or
Oh, I
something?
don't
So,
remember.
all right,
I think
Mindy.
it's one of those that I get it for free with Verizon. I get the ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, all that plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, I get something good.
And I think you covered what you were going to have over there. So let's just get
Yeah. So
everybody.
a lot of football, a lot of hockey, maybe one play in NBA. That's pretty much all I'm looking at here today.
Okay, and of course we got a billion plays with our consensus plays that we're going to have. We already have them all the ones through the main Prime window are already loaded up. If you missed the show and you don't want to go back and uh, watch the previous shows, but you want to get our plays from those first part of the card from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday show, or no, I guess just Tuesday and Wednesday show because Monday were all the weekday games. So the 2
Right.
shows where we broke down the other part of the card, you can go over to tonyspicks.com, and this is what you do. I'll just show you right on the screen. You go to the all cappers tab, you find the morning's team. I know where to find them, Mindy.
I do too. They might
You know
be
what? Oh, look,
almost at the
we're
bottom
actually,
there.
no, we've actually
Oh, we're
moved
like
up.
mid
Yeah.
major.
Okay. So,
Major.
we're back on, and again, there's our NFL. I mean, we can already tell you there we're almost 67%, and our baseball's been pretty good too, even though we didn't agree today. But there are the packages, Minnie. We've got a 5-pack up there, another 5-pack up there. So, and we're gonna add to it. We're gonna have more football, basketball, and hockey coming up. So you guys already got all the free plays right here today.
Right.
On the morning's team. But again, if you want to get those other plays, if you missed the show and you don't want to go back, and it really helps us out. Hey, there's Matt. Mindy.
Yeah. Glad he made it.
He said he's lagging behind. Matt, we were talking about you for a good 5 minutes. You're gonna have to go back and find it on the show here. But we were talking about you. Everybody in the chat was talking about you and all your great plays, and we were wondering where you're at. So Mindy, so that's what they do. Go to the morning's team. You can get those plays. You don't have to go back and look at the old YouTube and find the games you want. Again, anyway, if you have a game and you're like, what did Ramon and Mindy say about that game? You could just type in the game, the 2 teams, and the words morning's team, I guarantee it comes right up.
Oh my
We
goodness.
better
Bless you,
wrap
bless
this show up. Maybe I hope I didn't catch a cold last night. I missed
you.
I had perfect attendance with Tony, and now I've missed 2 shows in a week. So I mean,
I know.
uh, I better
Can't take
keep
you
winning
anywhere.
so I can keep my job. Mindy, we got to go. So that's how you do it with the mornings team. We let everybody get out of here. So impressed by the numbers today. I caught it. We might have gotten to
It's our
50 live
highest ever.
viewers.
Good job,
Yeah, we might
viewers.
have got 50 live
Appreciate you.
viewers, and I think you brought the heat, Mindy. Great job. So appreciate it. Let's leave. Get ready for um, that early start in football, and I've got work to do on some plays while I watch the games.
Let's
And
get some wins today,
hopefully,
Ramon.
I can make it all the way through. There better not be any blowouts because I'll be in this chair
Snoozing.
with my eyes closed here in a little bit. But I don't want to miss some of these games today. So see if I can make it all the way through. I'm going to need some soda pop and some
Right.
pizza, I think. All right.
That sounds
Great
good.
job, everybody.
Or you
Let's
can still
finish
get
up.
your wing sauce.
I
Sauce
see that
Gardner
sauce.
sauce wings.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's bring on the graphics and talk about everyone who was here. And that's how we'll end it, of course, as always. Latifa, Matt, Scotch was here with us today. Mindy, also. Peter Nibbs joined us again. It was good to see him. Also, Simon Windemuller coming with us here today. Brandon was here as usual. Good to see him. And Oregon 245 was flirting with Mindy as she said, Mindy's married, and if
It's
she
official.
wasn't, I'd be treating her like protecting her from all the. Anyways, Dre B was here. Um, Also, Jason Finch was here. Ron Sanders, Crush was here. Blake was here giving us the weather report. And I'm almost done, Mindy. What I want to shout out everybody because we had an awesome audience today. So
We did.
impressed. That was everybody. Okay, buddy. Great job, man.
All
That was
right.
a good one. And thanks for carrying me today. I had a rough last night, crazy game that I had like 80 points. So I was on
Sweet.
deadline and writing some stories. So, all right. Appreciate it. We'll see you, catch you tomorrow with NFL action and maybe the World Series. We'll see. Mindy says not so fast. We'll see,
Not
though. And we'll
today.
also have more hockey and basketball. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.